returning today, but this is one you haven't seen yet. This is her beautiful selection of Asclepias, which is also known as butterfly weed, and it's at a today only price. So you're getting 5 of them, and they are 4 payments of $546 or 6 payments of even less than that with your Q card. So this is a perennial that will come back every year. As we learned yesterday, what we had Jim from Hort Couture on at the flower show. He had a similar plant that was a tropical version, which means it's an annual unless you bring it inside. This is a perennial version, which means it can stay out in the weather, zones 3 through 9.
Yes.
So it will attract hummingbirds and butterflies. You're going to get these beautiful golden orange flowers that pollinators love, and especially and particularly the monarch butterfly. And Barb, is it true that these Asclepias are the only plant that they lay their eggs on?
You know, it is fascinating that the monarch butterfly will fly about 3,000 miles back here looking for the Asclepias to lay their eggs on. They will lay their eggs on this, and it is the only plant that the caterpillar from the monarch will actually get nourishment from and eat. So it is paramount that these plants have to be around for the monarch butterfly to survive.
Yeah.
They will only eat one food, and that is Asclepias. So you will see the butterflies, they are attracted to this plant from miles away. They will smell this plant and they will find their way to it. And every year they find their way back to this plant. So not only is it just a gorgeous, gorgeous plant, because you know the wild one, the wild native one is pretty, but it's leggy. Well, these have been created from that wild native one to be more of a compact version. So they look beautiful in pots. If you would like the monarch butterflies or any butterflies and pollinators to come to your garden or your patio, this is a great way to do it. They just have to have this plant to survive. And that's what is a really beautiful thing about planting these. They're not just a gorgeous plant. They are really doing something, because without the pollinators, we have no food.
Yeah, and you're doing something good for the monarch butterfly. And we learned yesterday that, you know, they travel up from Mexico, you know, hundreds of thousands of miles, and they migrate when the weather starts to get warmer, and then they go back down there when it starts to get cold. Well, if along the way they can't find any Asclepias, a lot of them starve to death. And that's why so many of them have been disappearing, because with all of the giant pesticide companies that are spraying, you know, everything everywhere now to get rid of all the weeds, they've inadvertently killed a lot of the Asclepias. So now the monarchs have no food. So it's important to start planting this again. And again, this is not the wild version that isn't as pretty with not as many flowers. This one is made from the wild version, but you're getting a compact, beautiful rounded plant with lots of blooms.
Yeah, you know, the flower on this is amazing. I'm going to pick one of these flowers off just to show you. There we go. It is just a gorgeous, bright orange flower. Pretty. Big flowers, not like the natural wild ones that you see.
Yeah.
These have been grown to be that compact version that the monarch butterfly will find. They will come back every year. And you know what's great about this? It's going to grow in pretty much any soil.
That's so
it's
nice.
Drought tolerant.
Yes.
It's deer resistant.
And heat tolerant. And yes, the deer don't like it.
Yeah, and
so.
It's that milky substance that is in these petals that the caterpillar is going to have to survive, to get nice and fat and chunky.
Yeah.
And then the whole process starts again.
So the butterflies drink the nectar, and then they lay their eggs. The eggs hatch, they become those woolly worms, and then they eat the leaves.
Yeah.
And so, and these actually, do I need to do any kind of deadheading, or do I have to cut them back in the winter? What do I do?
You know, yes, I do cut it back to about 1 inch above the ground.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I let these die back naturally in the ground.
Okay.
But I do deadhead them, because you're going to get so many flowers in this.
Yeah, they're great cut flowers, aren't they?
Making a cut flower arrangement out of these is a beautiful display.
Yeah.
This lasts a long time as a cut flower. are as well. The butterflies are going to swarm because you're not getting one of these. You're getting this collection, and this is
5.
Yeah, this is what it's going to look like in the second season. You're going to have a huge area to attract the butterflies that are going to come all the way from Mexico to lay their eggs and have the caterpillars eat the Asclepias leaves, and that's okay because there's plenty of big juicy leaves on these. They don't mind it at all, and the butterflies will just look amazing on these orange blossoms, and you're doing something for the environment as well.
So
everyone benefits with this.
If you're I'm sorry, how many of these are ordered now? A lot of you are buying more than one. We have, how many, Jason, are gone? I think he told me 2,000. Oh, 2,200 now. So here's what you're getting. So let's show everyone how to plant this.
Okay.
You're getting 5 of these, and everyone's going to want to know how to plant it and how big will it get. You want to go over there?
Yeah, let's go over.
We have a planter
and
box.
Also,
How
our
big will it get?
growers, and we have the best wholesalers and growers that find the best of the best that's out there. Look how healthy this root system is. So this is beautiful. You're just going to spread out the roots.
Okay.
You're going to dig a hole just comfortable enough to accommodate your roots without bending them.
Okay.
I usually put a little pile in the middle just to support underneath in there. And you're going to cover it with about 1 inch of soil.
So the top only gets an inch on top.
That's it.
And then
So
don't forget to add.
Pour it in with Barb's Blossom Booster.
Blossom Booster.
I teamed up with Richard Jackson, who is a dear friend of mine, who creates Richard Jackson Blossom Booster. So now he makes Blossom Booster for our brand, and it really makes your plants the best that they can be because he has the most incredible
It's the #1
ingredient.
selling fertilizer in the UK.
Yeah.
And so now there's a version that Barbara has, and you get a big tub of it.
Yay.
So your information's on the screen. So that's how you plant these. You're going to get 5, but I know a lot of you are getting more than 5 because you're ordering more than one set. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
On behalf of the Monarch Butterflies.
The butterflies, thank you. You can do paths and borders. This isn't going to get real tall and leggy. This is going to stay more compact, 18 to 24 inches. The flowers are a brilliant orange color, and it's a fast growing plant that is going to bloom mid-summer through late summer. It is a plant that is going to not just give you beauty, but it's going to attract the butterflies to the garden. It is deer resistant as well.
I love it.
Yeah, and bunny resistant.
This is a plant that, oh my gosh, 3,000 are ordered. This is going to bloom starting about the middle of summer when you plant it from the bare root. It needs full sun to partial shade, so don't put it in total shade, and will perform very well in zones 3 through 9.
Yeah, and it's a very resilient plant. It's very strong.
And it comes back every year.
It sure does. Better and better every year, and it's something you will look forward to, but so will the monarch butterflies. They're going to expect that plant to be there. They will make their migration from Mexico, come back to the same area, and the whole process begins again. So you're getting the butterflies, but you're also getting this amazing garden that mixes into your other plants beautifully. It gives you that natural, creative look in the garden. There's our garden guide.
So this tells you everything you need to know, including how to contact Barbara, and all the things step by step that you need to know: what kind of soil, where to plant it, how big it's going to get, how far apart to plant them. Remember, this is a front row plant. It's only 18 by 24.
Yeah.
So it's going to get, what, about half that big the first
I would
summer?
say exactly about half that big.
And then this is the second summer, this size.
Yeah, and it's a nice fat plant too. So it's going to be about as wide as it is high.
Yeah.
About 24 inches high it'll get to be. It's a quick growing plant, so you're going to see flowers for sure the first season, and that is very satisfying when you see those big beautiful orange blossoms come out. It's something that you're going to love the look of, but you're going to love that it attracts the pollinators to the garden that we all need to have food for ourselves as well.
It's the exclusive food of the monarch butterfly. Other butterflies might eat other things, but if you want to help the monarchs, which are quickly disappearing from the planet, it's a good thing to plant in your yard because they will find it.
It is amazing how they find it too.
They're looking for it. So 4,000 plus of these ordered. You can see when it'll ship on QVC.com, depending upon your zip code. We know what zone you're in and when it's time to plant these.
Such a beautiful plant.
All right.
Feel good.
Oh, that's pretty in your hair. 6 minutes away from your other plant that blew out of here last month.